Okay, so the purpose of this video is to go over what our AP Statistics workflow is going to look like in the course of a week, or it's really more or less organized by chapters that we'll be covering. So everything is going to be driven through Schoology. So you should have your Schoology account. If you go to the WTPS.org homepage, you should see the Schoology link there, and that will take you into your courses. So when I click on my AP Stats class, for example, you should see a screen that looks somewhat like this. And in the beginning here, we have like an icebreaker game we're going to try to do the first couple of days when we meet. Your AP Stats syllabus, a link for your online textbook. You're going to need an access code for that, which I will distribute to everybody. And then also the link for my WebEx meeting room. So all of that is just kind of common stuff that I wanted to put right at your fingertips. You could organize that into a folder, but generally what you're going to see is a folder for each chapter. The easiest way to organize the content of the course is by the different chapters that we will cover. So Chapter 1, Exploring Data, if you click on this folder, you'll see the way the course is laid out. You're going to have 2 homework assignments per chapter. This one will be graded and put into PowerSchool. This one is separate in your online textbook, and I'll score that separately and give you a homework grade for that as well. So 2 homework assignments for each chapter. And then what you're going to see is PowerPoint slides. I would recommend clicking on the PowerPoint slides. I like to call that like the Reader's Digest version of the textbook. It chunks things and makes them a little bit more readable and digestible. Then you'll see a document that says alternate examples. Okay, so these are the alternate examples that I'm going to work through. So you see you have the PowerPoint slide if you want to look at the material on your own, read through it. Then you're going to have this EdPuzzle. When you click on this EdPuzzle will be me working through the alternate examples with opportunities for you to answer questions and interact. Okay. Once you finish the EdPuzzle, you don't have a practice one for this. The introduction is very, very short. There's not a practice worksheet. But all the other sections are going to have practice worksheets. And the way the practice worksheet's organized, I'll click on it. I always give you the answers to it. So you have the questions here in the PDF. Right? They're going to be content specific. What are the individuals in the data set? Identify the variables and so on. But if you continue to scroll down, you can self-assess yourself and check your answers. The answers are going to be here on the last page, okay, or right below it. Right? You'll see the answers down at the bottom. In fact, yeah, they're right with each page. Okay, so that's what the purpose of the practice worksheets are. And that's pretty much how every chapter is going to be organized. If we have a quiz, I'll post a quiz review inside this chapter folder and announce that. And same thing with quizzes and tests. We'll do all those. We'll run those through the Schoology app. And the next thing I want to point out is the Frappy Notebook folder. That's going to be here. Each chapter has a free response AP practice question. That's what Frappy stands for. So if you flip on or click on the Frappy Notebook section, you'll see the description of the Frappy Notebook. I explained to you how we're going to use that to interact with the content. And then this is the table of contents. So what I'd like you to do is have a separate binder for the Frappy Notebook questions. Each chapter you're going to complete the question, and then you're going to give yourself a score on the question. So when I click on this Frappy Notebook question here for Chapter 1, I'll find a question that'll be pretty similar to what an AP exam free response question might look like. Okay, they give me some data, they ask me some questions. Okay, I'm going to complete that question on my own, and then I just clicked on next there. I'm going to take a look at the scoring rubric, and I'm going to see how I did. Okay, so each question should be completed by you first. Then I want you to jump over to the scoring rubric, check your solutions, and look at how you would go about coming up with a score. They'll tell you down here at the bottom. Okay, each essentially correct part counts as 1 point, and so on. If you get 4 points, that's a complete response. That's obviously what we're aiming for. But I want you to be honest with yourself on this. If you got a 2, I want you to give yourself a 2. It's not going to change your Frappy Notebook question. It's not going to change your grade in the class to get a 2 on a question instead of a 4. What it will do is help you better assess where you're at and what you need to work on. So don't lie to yourself and tell you just get 4s every time when maybe you're getting 2s. Then you're not really going to get better at anything, and think about what you have to work on to improve. So give yourself an honest score on it. That's all I'm asking for you to do, is to complete the question score it and keep it in the notebook. You'll submit that notebook to me once per marking period, and we'll count that as a test grade.